So we're on weekend 7, I think, of the lockdown, and in order to avoid going crazy, staying in the house, we've already camped in our garden. We've slept in every single room of the house. Today's weekend challenge or adventure, we're going to go on a bike tour, but because obviously we can't stay anywhere else, we're coming back here to camp in the garden. So we're going to go on a bicycle tour where we're cycling around, doing our daily exercise for 1 hour or thereabouts, come home, have a barbecue, camp in the garden, and try and recreate the kind of adventures that we had in 2017, 2018, when we did a massive big bicycle tour around Europe and Morocco, because we miss that type of adventure.
I think this was my idea because...
You're proud of it, aren't you?
I'm proud of my idea, and I'm also proud of the fact that all of our best adventures are my idea, and I have to talk Sam into doing them because he's always a little bit reluctant, a tiny bit hesitant at the beginning, and in the end it's always the best thing ever.
We love bicycle tours.
Yeah.
We started just with like leisure rides and so on, and getting longer and longer rides. I think a big moment for us was cycling from Sheffield, where we lived, to Manchester, where we're from. We cycled to the coast, over 115 miles from Sheffield to Skegness via Mablethorpe. Our first wedding anniversary was a tour of the north of England. The biggest adventure was when we went to Europe and Morocco, and that really was a life-changing experience.
Today is day 200 of the trip. 200 days since we left Glasgow. Yeah, and now we're in Morocco. I can't believe that we're here. Just like in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty awesome. We've got it all to ourselves.
But I mean, you don't really need to go to those huge adventures. Cycle touring is really scalable, and I like that.
Sometimes when people maybe get a bit down about not doing adventurous things, or they're not having a bit of spice or whatever in their life that they want, they think they have to do something huge, some huge thing to change it and, you know, have a life-changing experience. But I think you can do lots of really small things to bring adventure into your life. Just because we've cycled through the Atlas Mountains doesn't mean that it's not exciting cycling around the block.
Yeah.
And camping in our garden.
Yeah, especially after like 6 or 7 weeks of basically just watching TV and doing work. So
yeah, it's going to be great.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we're going to try and take the vast majority of what we're going to use tonight with us on this cycle tour, even though we're just going to go for an hour-long ride, getting our daily coronavirus allotted exercise.
So for me, packing and planning, the whole process of preparing for a trip is like 50% of the fun.
I just don't like the process. I think it's arduous.
I can spend weeks getting excited about the trip, where we're going to go, what route we're going to take, what I'm going to bring with me.
Packing your bag, it's just a job, isn't it?
I don't know why I nerd out so much about the packing, but it's something that I really enjoy. I've got my sleeping bag, sleeping mat, down jacket. It's the UK, so you've always got to have a waterproof jacket, and Sam is the complete opposite. Well, I don't think that you have to find joy in packing. If you don't find it joyful, that's fine, but it's essential. Why not enjoy the process of seeing everything that you've got and knowing that you've got everything you need, and then feeling confident about the trip. So I've got very used to doing all kinds of self-grooming with no mirror or any facilities really. Not had a shower for 3 days.
You've got soap in the key regions, like crotch, arse.
We're starting to worry that we're getting a bit more trampy.
I'm actually really looking forward to going out on my bike. I've not been for a proper bike ride, and by that I mean not just get to the supermarket or to run an errand, since we moved here. We've been here a few months now. Yeah, so that's it, ready to go. Enjoy the sunshine, get out of the house.
Wicked, let's get going.
I think this is a good example of the fact that even in really restricted circumstances, and it doesn't have to be specific to now, you could still have an adventure with a really short amount of time, without much stuff, without going very far, without doing much planning if you don't want to, and it can still be really fun.
Nice going downhill. We're really keen to show ourselves that we can still have fun, we can still have adventures despite the limitations that are in place at the moment.
First taste of hills in a long while, after living in mines for a year.
This is
completely flat.
We just want to be able to keep living our life the way we want to, which is full of adventure and joy and happiness. So how are you finding the ride so far?
Yeah, really nice. We've just come like 20 minutes or so out of Exeter, and we're getting into more rural areas now. The traffic is thinning out. You can hear the birds. It's nice.
Yeah, our immediate environment at home isn't perfect, but yeah, very quickly we're in nice country lanes. And although there is traffic, it's not too much.
It's really nice to be out on the road, isn't it?
Even though it's fun to like play on Fortnite or watch your favourite TV show or whatever, you can end up feeling really sort of passive in your life, and it's nice to sort of take the reins every now and again and just actually do something purposeful or different. I think I've probably spent more time outdoors in the lockdown because I'm only allowed out for like an hour or so a day, once a day for exercise. I'm taking the opportunity every day instead of just sitting on my arse and playing computer games. We're trying to avoid places of beauty.
Beauty spots.
Yeah, we found a place of beauty, but there's no one else here, so I think that's fine. I think
okay.
The police will leave us alone. You getting bit?
Something just stung me. I'm worried because there's bees. There's bee boxes.
Oh, it's like a beehive.
Yeah.
One of the good things about cycling, you can eat what you want. I mean, at least that's the rule that we follow.
I'm actually really hungry now.
Yeah. It's time to turn around. Time to turn around, get barbecue on the go.
Although I love it, there is a bit of stress sometimes on a bike tour around where are you going to sleep. So it's nice doing a tour where you know where you're going to sleep. And not only do you know where you're going to sleep, but it's somewhere really cool. Like, I love our little garden, and I love camping in the garden. And it's way better than like going to a B&B or something, I think. Yeah, so let's go. Home time. Got a bit of a tasty ale here on the way home.
There we go. Ready to barbecue.
So ready. I just love the whole process. I mean, I've said this already, like, you know I do. I love the packing, I love the getting ready, the like excitement of getting ready to go out on the ride, setting up the tent. I love all the nerdy little procedural things like that.
Looks like you've got shit on your leg.
It's my permanent oil stain.
Yeah, your chain oil.
The feeling of being back out on the bike was really nice, and it just felt really good to move a bit faster. Like, we've done a lot of walking recently, but like the relative speed of a bike feels good. It's like a really good speed to travel at, I think, because walking is sometimes like it's too slow. You can't get anywhere to actually see things. Whereas traveling in a car, you miss everything, I think.
What I love about cycling is that it allows you to eat a lot, because like food is like a huge passion of mine, and eating is a huge passion of mine. Like, it doesn't have to be fancy food. I just love food. I always have done.
You the barbecue chief?
I've been appointed. Helen doesn't want to do it today. Fish. This one's mine because it's lost a bit of skin. There you go.
Food tastes better when you're really hungry, and especially after you've done a lot of exercise.
How is it?
Oh wow.
Is it good?
Oh, it's so good. On a bike tour, food is often about fuel. Like, if you're doing long days, you need quantity. You need to eat a lot
the skin is where it's at. That
Yeah.
salt and olive oil really makes a difference. Oh, I could do this every night.
So it looks like food round 2.
Cycling makes you able to eat more without getting too fat.
Got some meat, some halloumi, some bodenkäse.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Successful adventure for the day.
Yeah, it's been really good. It feels like we had a proper adventure, even though it was just a few hours in our local area.
Yeah, it was really nice to fit something like this in at a weekend. Would you do this on a weekday?
I definitely would. Obviously, it's going to depend on your work schedule, like how intense your day's going to be. But on a kind of standard, easy day, yeah, I would consider it. Yeah.
It's really nice to explore the area around Exeter because we moved here and then just as we were ready to start exploring our surroundings, we went into lockdown, so it was nice to see a bit more of the countryside and things that are around us on the bike. Right, so I've just wanted to show you a little bit of a camping tip that's really handy when you're on a cycle tour. Shoes make excellent drinks holders. Yeah, that's what I do.
It's been a good day. I think we're going to tuck into our sleeping bags now. Good night.
So it's the next morning. I've been for my third wee. That's a problem if you drink beer when you camp. You have to go to the toilet more often. I don't think I'm going to get any more sleep, but Helen is asleep next to me, so it's time to read my book.
Right.
What's it like to wake up in a tent in the morning?
It's nice. You can hear the birds. Well, depends where you are, but here we could hear all the birds this morning.
Now we can hear the neighbours pottering about.
Yeah. Even though we probably look knackered and awful, I feel good.
Helen's been crafty and worn a hat before she came out of the tent, so you can't see her camping bed head, so I better sort mine out now.
Always sleep well outside, so it's a nice night.
You always sleep well camping, but you never look fully rested when you first get up, I've found. Right, coffee time. That's a good yarn.
Right, definitely in need of a cup of tea.
It's Brennan.
Even though, we haven't gone anywhere else in terms of staying overnight, the process of packing and making it seem like you're going away, it feels like a completely different experience, separate from our normal routine and normal life. I love porridge. It's such a good breakfast.
Yeah.
So, have you had a good weekend?
I've had a brilliant weekend. Loved it.
It's 100% felt like we've had a little adventure. And I would definitely encourage anybody who's getting bored with the routine of their day-to-day life to invite a little bit of adventure in. It only needs to be a tiny piece.
It means that when you finish that adventure and you go back to your everyday life, you can feel more rejuvenated and excited and positive, looking forward to your next little adventure. And now I can look forward to that game of Fortnite without feeling like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. I've earned those thumb exercises because I've exercised them thighs.